And welcome back to Love Your Food. This week we did these amazing beet and turnip pickles. You frequently see these at shawarma shops. There's those bright pink turnip pickles that they put on shawarma. They're really delicious and super simple. I'd like to remind everyone we have an affiliate link with Chef's Temp. You can find the link in the description below, along with our Patreon. And if you use code LOVEYOURFOOD on checkout at Chef's Temp, you'll get 15% off your order. In the meantime, here's our ingredients. So we have some turnips, a small amount of vinegar. This is going to be a sort of a hybrid cure or brine. Some bay leaves, some garlic, some mustard seed, 1 beet, some salt, and some water. Now, all of the amounts for the brine are going to be in the description below. It's sort of a by weight kind of situation. And the first thing we're going to do is heat up the water so that we get all of that salt completely dissolved in there. This will also sterilize it, but I mean, we're going to be cooling it off as well. Now, for the beets, you want to make sure that they're good and clean. And also you want to get rid of any wax coating there may be on them. So get them good and clean, get any bits of dirt off. And then we're going to take our brine, this is the salt and water here, we're going to cool that down. So remember to, take into account the ice you're going to use in your weight measurements. Then we're going to cut the tops and the bottoms off these turnips just to get any leaves or root material or anything off of there. And then we're going to cut them. We're going to leave the skins on. We do want the skins, which is why you want to clean them. And we're going to cut these into, just little panels like this. And we're going to put these into our jar. Now, when you're just starting the whole process, just throw them into the jar however they fit. We're going to do this in a couple of different layers just to sort of spread the materials around. So after that first layer, we're going to toss in 1 of the 2 bay leaves, 1 of the 2 garlic cloves, and some of the mustard seed, just, so that there's a little bit of separation or, better mixing. And then once you've added 1 of your turnips, we're going to add about half of the beet. Now, of course, slicing beet, you're always going to end up with the bright red and bright purple on your cutting board. Don't worry about that. And again, you want to keep the skin on this, so it has to be pretty clean before you do all of this. So give the outside a really good scrubbing to get any bits of dirt off. You certainly don't want dirt in there. That's the most important thing. So there we go. We're getting some of our beet in the middle there. And then once you've got it mostly filled, now's a really good time to sort of get in there with the handle of a wooden spoon or something and try and crush everything down as tightly as you can make it. And it's possible to do this with your hands. It's a little easier if you do it with a wooden spoon like this, just to get those little pieces into any voids and, really push down and make sure there's not a lot of extra room. Once you get up to the top, we're going to add in our bay leaves, the rest of the garlic, the rest of the mustard seed. And if you have any leftover beet, now is a great time to add the rest of the beet on top if there's any room. Now, the more beet you have in there, the more color is going to come out and the more sort of bright pink the turnip is going to be. So there we go. We've got all of our beet in the top there. We've got the beet and the turnip all together. And once that is as tight in there as you can fit it, it's time to get our brine ready. So we're going to add the vinegar to the salt brine. And again, all the amounts, the proportions are really important. The amounts are all going to be in the description below. And now we're going to add our brine to the jar. Very carefully, we don't want to get ice cubes in there if we can possibly avoid it. Now, you might not use all of the brine, that's fine. You shouldn't have a huge amount of room left in the jar, but you can see it slowly filling up from the bottom there. And already some of that beet juice is making everything look a little bit pink. It will get pinker, don't worry. The beet juice will really come out of everything, all those beets, really soak into those turnips, and you'll get that really crazy bright pink turnip bits in there. So we're just going to let this sit for a couple of days, only covered with what we've got here is just like a tumbler, just a drinking glass, actually a rocks glass with a little bit of the brine in it, just to weight it down a bit to keep everything beneath the surface. And then after only 3 days, we had this amazing color. It was just fantastic. And it's going to get more and more colorful as it goes. Now, we sat that out for 3 days. And then once it started to really bubble, because this is a fermented product, it is alive. Once it really started to bubble, we put it in the fridge. That'll slow down any fermentation and just keep things going slowly. These are super, super delicious. We absolutely adore them. They go amazing on salads. Put them on burgers. They're crunchy. They're crispy. Just give them a try. We hope you like them. If you like this recipe, please do like and subscribe. And if you have any recipes you'd like to see Chef Caleb try on the channel, please let us know in the comments below. We'd also like to thank our patrons over on Patreon. If you'd like to support us there, I put a link in the description below for that as well. And remember to love your food.